history of the game.
Welcome to Season 3 of Simple Retro Reviews. This season starts with a treat for all you RPG fans out there. We have a month-long feast of Final Fantasy themed reviews. Final Fantasy has been having a rocky time as of late, but I plan to tell you why Final Fantasy has not become a bad series. The truth is, people just don't like change. And let's not forget the great and epic history of the Final Fantasy series. This series single-handedly brought the RPG genre to the Western world. Like an adventurer sailing across the wide open sea, it sailed into our hearts, via the Nintendo. Today though, I want to address a game that has become an internet sensation for all the wrong reasons. You know how sometimes there's an internet trend? Well, Final Fantasy XIII became an internet trend. It became the new fashion to hate on this game. And you know what? It's a damn good game. And I'm going to review it, properly. Tell you the real pros and cons to this game. None of the I hate Final Fantasy XIII bandwagon shit here. So let's begin with Gazmo's in-depth review of Final Fantasy XIII. Final Fantasy XIII was released in late 2009 in Japan and various other dates throughout 2010 for the rest of the world. Development began for Final Fantasy XIII in 2004, and the game was first announced at E3 in 2006 to a roaring crowd. Early on in development, the game was supposed to be made for the PS2. However, they decided to use the Crystal Tools engine and released it for the new gen consoles instead, which I think was a smart move. The story of Final Fantasy XIII takes place in numerous places, starting with the character's home planet of Cocoon, and eventually the alien planet of Grand Pulse. The world is controlled by godly beings known as fal'Cie. The fal'Cie keep the population of Cocoon secluded from Grand Pulse, and by doing so, they make the population fearful and paranoid of what they believe to be an evil alien planet. Any person who comes into contact with an artifact or a living being like a monster from Grand Pulse is immediately captured by authorities and sent to Grand Pulse to die. One of the fal'Cie appears in the town of Bodum, and mass panic erupts. The population call for the whole town of Bodum to be banished to the Grand Pulse. This town is where the lead character Lightning is from, and we are introduced to her as she is being sent to Grand Pulse on a train. To keep from going into much detail of the story, because that would take all day, I'll try to narrow it down as much as possible from here. All of the lead characters have come into contact with fal'Cie and therefore are turned into l'Cie, and have a short amount of time to figure out their task, or they will turn into zombie-like creatures, destined to wander the vast eternity in darkness. It's a really deep story, and honestly I have no time to explain. If you haven't played the game, then go ahead and play it to find out yourself. And if you don't want to play it, then just read up about it. It's an interesting story either way.
Graphics review.
To insult the graphics of this game is nothing short of ridiculous. And I have seen people first-hand dissing the graphics of this game. But I never jumped on the Final Fantasy XIII hate bandwagon, so I can speak the truth about it. The graphics are nothing short of breathtaking. Everything in this game has been touched with an artist's love. Every rock you see, every building, everything has a distinguished look, which tells me that a lot of time and effort went into this game. The characters are beautifully designed. The small details on their clothing and their weaponry tell you stories of their past and their personality. The animations of spells or attacks are brilliant. If you play this on a big TV in the dark, you're in for a treat. In games you see NPC characters reused over and over again. Not in this game. Even the pointless NPCs all have their own unique look. Just look at this screen here. Everything has been worked on. None of this screen has a repetitive feel to it. Overall, the graphics are spectacular and deserve nothing less than a perfect 10 out of 10. When you get to such places as Grand Pulse in this game, and you just stop to look around, you find yourself gobsmacked by the beauty that a video game can produce for you.
soundtrack and sound effects review.
This is my favourite part of Final Fantasy XIII. I'm going to try and describe to you how important a soundtrack is to a game by explaining one part of the game in detail. You have just spent 16 hours with these 6 characters. You have grown to love them. Everything about their lives has been explained to you. All their dirty secrets and all the sad times in their life have been shared with you. Trust me, you will love these characters by now. So you arrive on Grand Pulse, and there lies the home of Fang and Vanille. They haven't seen their home for hundreds of years, and they can't wait to finally see it. However, they finally get there, and the place lies in ruins. All their family and friends are either dead or are now monsters. You have to play it to understand just how sad this part is. However, when this moment is combined with the song Dust to Dust, it creates a moment so emotional that you really do feel for these characters. My words do no justice, and you'll have to play it for yourself to truly understand, but this puts you in the mood for crushing the enemy. All the hurt built up over the years by these people comes flowing through, and you as the player just want to help these people crush the opponents. It's truly magical how pumped up a song at a certain moment can make you. It can also make you happy, sad, scared, or in this case a mixture of sad and vengeful. If I gave the soundtrack any less than a 10 out of 10, then I would be lying to you. So this gets a solid 10 out of 10 and is easily the best part of the game for me.
Replayability factor review.
Final Fantasy XIII isn't the most replayable RPG out there, I won't lie to you. By the end of the game there is still plenty of tasks to do, mostly hunting high level monsters similar to Final Fantasy XII's monster hunts. The thing is, some of these missions are so hard and there are so many of them that the game will take hundreds of hours to complete fully. Combine this with the amount of effort it takes to create your ultimate weapons, upgrade your gear and learn all the monsters' patterns, and you can understand just how big the post game is. With that said, by the time you have completed it all, you feel like you have achieved an incredible feat, and you won't be rushing to play it again. This is in no way saying the game is bad, because it's not, but it's not overly replayable because it's so long the first time through. If you complete the 60-hour game and want to restart that over again straight away, go ahead and be my guest. What I did the first time I played was this. I completed the story and I completed a few of the monster hunts. But back then I didn't know how to really progress the characters into killing machines, so I just gave up. The last time I played, I completed the story, I power leveled my characters and weapons, and I completed a vast majority of the hunts. And by doing so, I had felt that I had accomplished a great gaming feat, and I certainly would not go back to this game for at least a couple of years after doing all of this. I will give the replayability factor a solid 6 out of 10 because the chances are the first time you play you won't even scratch the surface of the post-game content, so you definitely will want to play again.
Amazing standout moment from the game.
Child, perish the thought. I am more than that. I am Fancy. My name is Spartandulus, voice of the Sanctum and Lord Sovereign of the Cocoon Fal'Cie. Your kind feared the darkness.
Some of Final Fantasy XIII's moments are so epic that it really is hard to pick just a couple. But after much thought, my choices for standout moments of the game are firstly, when the gang arrive at Eden. This is near the final battle and has an all-round epic feel to it. You have been on a long difficult journey, seen sadness and loss, and upon arriving at Eden, you're pumped up and ready to take down the corrupt enemy. Also, the graphics during the movie scenes here are amazing beyond explanation. Seeing all of Grand Pulse's vicious wildlife appear in the very human Eden is a spectacle. My other standout moment from this game are the battles with the Bartandalus. He truly is one of the hardest enemies from the Final Fantasy series, and each time you fight him in this game, it's both brilliant and frustrating all at the same time.
The final verdict.
Final Fantasy XIII holds a special place in my heart. The best way you can describe Final Fantasy XIII is like this. Final Fantasy XIII is the girl at school who doesn't wear makeup or wear trendy clothes, and therefore the cool people bully her. And because the cool people bully her, naturally the rest start to bully her too. But the truth about this girl is she's naturally beautiful, more beautiful than all the other girls who need makeup and trendy clothes to make them stand out. She is a natural amazing beauty who everyone overlooks because the cool people said she was ugly. That's Final Fantasy XIII. Beautiful and criminally overlooked. If you want to punish yourself, then avoid this game. It's your loss. I'm not saying everyone in the world will like this game, but most people who like RPGs will love this game if they give it a chance. My overall score will be determined by a few things. As much as I'd love to give it a perfect 10, I won't. And this is because one small problem. Firstly, as most people will tell you, the game is linear. Not as linear as they say, but for the story part of the game, it's linear. After you complete the story, it opens up into a beautiful open world with plenty of optional quests and hunts. But by then, a lot of people are put off by the 60-hour linear part. So for that, I am dropping 1 point. Therefore, I give Final Fantasy XIII a solid and deserving 9 out of 10. This game has been through the wars more than most games, and it came out shining like a diamond.